Hey everyone, it's Kimmy. I am Mama on a Mission. I am a 14-year online reseller on eBay, Poshmark, Depop, and now I am a Whatnot live seller for 3.5 months. And today I'm going to do something different, and it is a live unboxing. Actually, I haven't done one of these in a long time. I used to occasionally get a ThredUp rescue box that I would do live unboxings for, which I guess is a tad bit different. Here's the story. I was shamelessly scrolling Whatnot, and I do like going into different shows to kind of hear how other people are selling their items, how they're connecting with their the people that are in the chat, because I am still a newer Whatnot seller. So I like to learn from other people and see how people interact and what helps or doesn't help or things I like, blah, blah, blah. And you guys, I got sucked into the Whatnot portal. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I was scrolling. There was a younger guy, real nice, friendly. And when I pulled him up, he had like a vintage t-shirt. And I was like, oh, I could sell that for $15. So I started watching him for a little while. He wasn't getting a lot of bids. He is newer and he had dollar starts. Now, I'm also a mama bear. You guys know this about me. And he seemed kind of sad, if I'm being honest with you. He's like, come on, guys, this is a nice item. No one wants it for $1. And I was thinking, geez, for $1, that's a good deal. This is how, don't be cautious when you're on Whatnot scrolling shows, because that's how you get sucked in, especially with these low start, dollar start type of shows. And I was like, oh, I could flip that. And he was just, I got sucked into the dollar starts. And since he was newer, my mama heart was a little bit hurting because he wasn't selling much. And I felt like he was feeling defeated. So I swiped away and I started buying stuff. And $50 later, I have a 9-pound box here. My husband's like, what'd you do? I'm like, well, a couple of the items I did end up paying like $2, $3, $4 for. Of course, that's another thing with Whatnot is you can start at $1, and some things do end at $1. Several of my items ended at $1 that I purchased. But sometimes you get sucked in and you're like, what? I want this item now. Now I'm going to pay $3 for it. I do believe several of these will be in my own Whatnot, which are they're starting at $5 starts. And or I will be putting them on my other platforms, eBay, Poshmark, and Depop. He had some really different, interesting things. And that's it. That's the story. I got sucked into the Whatnot portal. My mama heart was hurting a little bit. I know how hard it is to stand up there and show 20 items and no one buys a thing. And he had dollar starts. And now I have this box. So she is still taped. We're going to open her up. And what I will say, if you are newer to selling and like especially packaging up, if you reuse boxes, which this clearly is a used box, be careful with additional labels like from the previous package. Even like little writings like this. I don't even know what this says. Iron candlesticks. That's what it says. But even the numbers and stuff can mess up with your shipment if you're reusing boxes that have somebody else's like labels and stickers on it. So I usually try to remove mine, or if it's writing, I will try to cross it out. If you're using, and I'm not against reusing boxes, especially when you're sending out 9 pounds worth of product. You have, not everyone has an endless supply of boxes. So just if you're a seller, just remember like things like this has some kind of random address on it. Just be careful. You want to block that out. Take it off if you can. There it is. I do think there was something in here for my son as well. So let's see what I got. It was $54 total with shipping. 9 pounds. It's heavy. I see this camo item right off the bat. Look at, I'm digging all the way to the bottom. Okay. All right. It's okay. Let me start from the top here and see what I got. This is Rourke, 100% cotton. Looks like just kind of a cool, funky tee. I'm sure that was $1 I'm putting it all in a bin so I can kind of review it later. Oh yeah, this is American Eagle. This is a Y2K pickup. You know, I do a lot in these Y2K stuff. I like the big logo hit. It's a size small, which is just okay. Made in Pakistan. Y2K American Eagle. That will likely go on my eBay for 20 bucks. I really should, I guess I should keep track. Where's my paper? Where's my paper? Obviously, like I said, I paid $54 total. Just gonna write down some numbers. I'll probably do that yin yang type of like streetwear shirt in my whatnot, but I do believe I'll get about 20 bucks for that style-based Y2K American Eagle. This is a brand I do sell. I do look at when I'm out thrifting. It's Bonobos, size medium. One thing I will say is he also went very fast, and he didn't really like explain the items a lot. Like, I didn't know if any of these were like a wool blend or a cashmere blend. It would be like Bonobos, medium, go. Okay, next one. And I, of course, you guys know me, I am a person who likes to know material content, and this is cashmere blend. So that's a win. And also very risky if you're on whatnot and you don't know all the details. Bonobo, size medium, nice little cardigan here, and it is a cashmere blend. This is a great pickup. These like V-neck men's cardigans do really well for me right now. So this will absolutely be a list on eBay. I would say pretty comfortably a $20 sale with cashmere blend. And Bonobos is a brand I will look at if I do find it out thrifting. Oh yeah, and he had several Bonobos. So then at the end, he was like, Mama on a mission. Here's another Bonobos for you. This is 100% cotton, made in Peru. Another Bonobos. Made in Peru. This cotton is so soft. Oh my gosh, you should feel it. It's a made in Peru 100% cotton, and it feels really, really nice. Yep. So this is another probably $20 item. Not bad. Which, of course, I knew what I was purchasing at the time, but now going through the box, it took, I don't know, he took like 3-4 days to ship, and then, of course, with shipping time, it's been about 2 weeks since I ordered this, and am now getting it up, doing this live unboxing. So, I think I was going to get this for my son. Just a graphic t-shirt, or it'll end up in my whatnot. Everyone loves Super Mario. Right? Size large. Is this another like grungy? Oh, this is NFL. Pro line, size medium. Look at this graphic though. Wow. I wonder when this was made. Size medium, made in Mexico. 50/50 poly cotton. This almost gives me Y2K vibes. Look at this. See that graphic? New England. It's a thermal. And it is NFL. And it actually has something on the back too. And they're like some of these brands, like some of these sports teams do way better, right? I mean, Cowboys, Patriots, or like baseball, Cubs, Yankees, that kind of stuff. This is a fantastic find. Good job, Kim. I'm going to definitely list that, and it's going to be another $20 item. I think that might be Y2K. It was a thermal, and it kind of had that grungy background, which was really cool. Other Bonobos here. Wrinkle-free, slim fit dress shirt. That's probably a $15. Another Bonobos, yeah. And like I said, at the end, I think it was his mom who was helping mod. And she was really sweet. She's like, thanks, Mama on a mission. And honestly, obviously, when I started buying things, he got a lot happier. Bonobos, size large. This also feels really nice. I wonder if it's cotton again. It is cotton and polyester. You know, a lot of these are going to be $15, $20 flips. I'll list them probably 25-ish. And, you know, I accept offers. Here is, oh, look. Oh, it's how he was keeping track of things. If you are a Whatnot, someone who's looking to get into Whatnot and you're wondering how people keep track of things, I've done a lot of videos and shown you guys some of the ways I keep track of my orders. But look at, this is this little paper. It says Mama on it. So he must have had little papers like when he was setting the items down, and he would write on there, this is for Mama. Mama on a mission. A little piece of scrappy paper. So, hey, I mean, you don't have to be super professional. You just have to keep track of what you got going on. What else do we have in here? RVCA. I've sold this brand before. RVCA. Size medium again. So a lot of these are a little bit smaller of a size, which obviously isn't the best. My last of this hoodie, this brand, last time I sold, I think it was like a $25 flip. And it's a nice hoodie. Would love if it was a bigger size. And that was one thing that I was kind of like, oh, I would love a little bit more in the large, extra large. Look at these camo pants. Woo! I think they're vintage. Y2K for sure. Made in the USA. And these are 2X. So there we go. I talk out loud and then all of a sudden it just happens. 2X made in the USA. You know, these camo, a lot of camo's really popular with the trendy folks or like the t-shirt bros. It's just, and you don't have to be a hunter or like, you know, an outdoorsman to be wearing this stuff right now. It's popular. When I go to the bins, at least a couple of the t-shirt bros are wearing some kind of camo pant. So these are really nice. This will be a fantastic sale. Also the cargo pant always helps. And look, they are like a classic a classic leg. That is a great item. That's probably another 20-25. That was awesome, actually. That was probably one of the better items that I picked up here for just a couple of dollars. I think the most I paid was $4 for an item. Here's another Liberty 2X made in Mexico. This though would be more of an actual hunting. This looks like something you would throw over because it's semi-sheer. You would put this over like your pants or your long johns or something when you are going out into the wild. But camo stuff all around, usually a pretty good pickup, especially if you only get it for a couple dollars. What else do we have left in here? Ooh, here. Pants, 511 Tactical Series, 4230s, which is my husband's size. So he probably will look at these. He is a construction worker. They wear a lot of these cargo pockets, heavier weight pants because they're out in the elements and they can't be busting seams or, you know, they might be in, like my husband literally works in holes. He digs holes. So these 511 Tactical has very high quality, heavier weight items. And it does have these nice pockets. Geez, is that like an old cell phone pocket? Or maybe it's for something else. And these are really nice. 511 Tactical. Yeah, that's a great pickup. In my husband's size, so we'll see what happens with that. We'll see. Sometimes I get him things and he, you know, he's not all about it. Some other times. Paul Jones. I don't know that brand. Did I look it up while I was viscous and polyamide? I have one or two more items in here. This just looks like a classic kind of like polo shirt to me. Button-up polo shirt. Paul Jones. PJ Paul Jones. See, look at this. This little piece of paper. That's all you need in order to keep track. I personally would not recommend like always doing it this way. Maybe a sticker would probably be better. Looks like Paul Jones has a little bit of a following and the items are going for $15 to $20. just kind of like a retro looking, probably like preppy or golf style button-up shirt. Look at this. Woo, this is vintage. Oh boy. Size extra large, cotton and polyester. I love this graphic on the back. You know, a lot of the outdoors adventure brands are going with these like mountain look, like maybe a sun in the background or sunset type of graphics. Very popular right now. And maybe this is what I paid $4 for. This is heavy. PA Origins, size 2X. This is like a, it's not a chore coat. What do they call these? It's definitely a puffer. It says cotton and polyester with a cotton trim. Interesting. This is heavy. This gives me like 90s Y2K movie, like the dads would wear something like this. This is heavier for sure. I like the different, the zip pockets, and it does have a corduroy collar. That's probably how I'll market it. The inside is like fuzzy. I'm sure that's what, like I said, I'm going to go through the video receipt, but I wanted to kind of do a live. That's it. Bada bing, bada boom. I actually have another haul coming from him. It should arrive in the next day or two. I really hope that I get it quickly, because there was a couple vintage Christmas sweaters in there, and I was like, ooh, do I have enough time? Will he ship it quickly enough for me to get it on one of my own whatnot shows, or to get it up? And in December, I'm going to definitely look over any Christmas items I have up there and start doing some discounts, some you know, either lowering the price manually or going in and creating a sale on Christmas sweaters, those types of things. I'll start doing that in the next week or so. You know, just writing down very, very quickly what I thought I was going to sell any of these for. I'm up to like $200 already. Like I said, Bonobos is a solid brand. I was sucked into the whatnot portal. I know some of you have commented and you're like, that swiping away and bidding on something gets so easy that you end up buying things. And that's what I did. And honestly, like I said, he does $1 starts, and he has a lot of different things, unique items, and I had fun doing it. And hopefully that will help bring in people. You know, a lot of times in my whatnot shows, if you're not selling anything, people start dropping off. But if someone does buy something, you can tell that your traffic changes. That one or two now will start suddenly come in. The algorithm will start pushing you out. And some people may come in and you may get a couple extra sales. If it's 0, 0, 0, 100 times, unfortunately, a lot of times they won't push you out to like show your show to other people because nobody's buying anything. So sometimes all you need is one person to come in and buy a couple items. You'll get a few new followers. Maybe you'll sell something else, and away you go. I mean, look, I bought $50 worth of stuff from him, and I just randomly found them. So there you have it. Live unboxing. I haven't done that in a long time. Obviously, I knew the items that were coming. Whatnot's receipts are like live video receipts, so you don't get a picture of it. So I'll go through my purchase. I actually already have it pulled up here and look through all of them, the video receipts, and away you go. That's it. $54 shipped. And some items, mostly I'm going to list maybe right now on my eBay, and then cross-post, of course, with Nifty. So there you have it. Let me know what you think. Did I just get sucked into a portal or what? Love y'all. See you on the next one. Bye.